Hi, everyone. Welcome to Mini Scroll, the daily internet culture podcast, bringing you the biggest stories from social media, the creator economy, and the digital space every Monday through Thursday. I'm your host, Lauren Meisner, the founder of the youth digital media brand, Centennial World. Welcome back to Mini Scroll, everyone, and welcome back to a podcast from home today. As I mentioned last week, right now, I am flying solo on editing the podcast episodes. So I always edit mini because those just go up right away. But the deep dives are always edited by Danny, who's on our team. And she is on a big trip after she graduated uni. And the extra workload is so intense. You can probably hear pumpkin coughing behind me on my bed. I can't. These are the sweet sounds of recording from home. But yes, the workload is crazy and I'm just feeling really burnt out. Like, I know it's that time of year where you feel like you're crawling to the end of the year. And I really was like, I cannot commute in today. So I think this will probably be the last mini that I have to do from home because the next two podcast episodes before we go on break for Christmas, they'll need less editing. They're not as much like deep dive video essays as they are. I mean, I don't really want to spoil the topics for you guys, but they're like a little bit more chill. Anyways, so that is why I am podcasting from home right now. The other update that I have for you guys is okay, so maybe like 3 weeks ago, Annabelle, who is our podcast producer, she is always like checking everything on socials for us. She's always on Reddit. She's the one that helps me find different stories. She's the one that researches and helps me write a lot of the deep dives and stuff. So you guys know I talk about Annabelle a lot, but she was on Reddit. She's always like typing in Infinite Scroll, Centennial World on Reddit, keeping tabs. And she found that one of you guys, one of the podcast listeners, started a subreddit for Infinite Scroll. And there was actually a spelling error in the URL. So she had messaged the admin and just like let them know. And they were so sweet back. I guess they just got back to her and she was like, yeah, they were so sweet. I think that the spelling error is fixed. It is Infinite Scroll Podcast. I swear it was not started by anyone on our team. Like Annabelle straight up just like came across this. But very exciting, very scary. You know, Reddit can be a very scary place, but really exciting. So I think Annabelle will probably be, like keeping an eye on it and maybe responding to some things here and there in the subreddit, which is really exciting. All right, let's get into the stories for today. So the first story that I have for you guys is Spotify Wrapped came out today, and Spotify's getting a little bit dragged right now on social media for excluding several of the loved categories or beloved categories and labels that they've had in the past. So today, Spotify Wrapped came out and we all found out, a little bit more about ourselves. But if we were in your Spotify Wrapped, first of all, thank you so much for all the listening. Please, if you are going to share it, like tag us on Instagram, tag me on Instagram. Infinite Scroll Podcast or Lauren Meisner _ because I would absolutely love to see it. It's so exciting to it's literally like Christmas Day for especially like an independent podcast like ours, part of an independent media brand. Like it's so exciting that, there's so many of you where we are like in your top 5 podcasts of the whole year. So please tag us. But yeah, so it is Spotify Wrapped today. I'll tell you guys what my Spotify was if you guys are interested. I know that there's always jokes that people are like, nobody cares about this, but I actually really care about people's Spotify Wrapped. It's something that I've started caring about a lot more like as the years go on. I don't know. I'm just like interested in what my friends are listening to and stuff. Okay, my top artists were Taylor Swift, Charlie XCX, Chappell Roan, Sabrina Carpenter, Peach PRC. Last year, my very top artist, I think, was Peach, and then I think it was Taylor after that. I'm actually surprised there's not more like rock vibes in there. I listen to like such an array of music. I talked about this recently. With that being said, my top artists in October were Linkin Park, Limp Bizkit, and System of a Down. So I don't know what the fuck I was going through in October, but things were unwell in October for me, clearly. I went from like bubblegum pop vibes for like the whole year to like hardcore new metal vibes. And my top song was the Tortured Poets Department. And I guess I'm not really that surprised because I love that song. I love that song. And I know I've talked about this a little bit on the podcast, but this year's been a really hard year for me. And so Tortured Poets Department coming out, I was kind of like a hater when it first was announced. And when it first came out, I was like, oh my God, eye roll vibes. But it was the perfect album for me during this like really difficult year. It was like the melancholy vibes that I needed, you know? And I really just love like a Taylor Swift, Jack Antonoff collab. I know a lot of people have a lot of things to say about their like music together and that she needs to branch out and stuff, but something about them together is like magic to me. So I love it. Okay, but a lot of people across social media have been questioning why Spotify Wrapped feels so different this year, and they are not happy about it. So in years past, Spotify Wrapped would include like really quirky, personalized features, like telling you what city your music taste like fits into, giving an aura based on your music. I remember they did that one year. And like those types of things are like noticeably missing. Like the Wrapped was much shorter this year. It was basically like, here's your top artists, you know, here's your top songs, that kind of stuff. However, I do want to say, I also remember that when Spotify did have those kind of unhinged, personal, quirky little features, people made fun of them all across social media. Now everyone's like, where is it? I want to know what city I am. The one thing that I really liked about the Spotify Wrapped this year was that you could see the evolution of your music taste as the months went on. So that's where like, you know, I knew that in October I was mostly listening to like new metal rock, whereas in like June and July I was mostly listening to pop like Sabrina Carpenter, Charlie XCX. So I liked seeing the evolution. I thought that was more interesting than being like, oh, here's this random city that like we claim or we think like suits you. But anyways, I really liked that. I liked that evolution. Although then in the evolution is where the like crazy personalization came in. So let me read you guys some of the ones that I've found online. This is just from social media, like people that I know. So Spotify Wrapped will say, like March was your XXX, and it will be like based on your music of March. So for example, this one, I saw this one. So August was your coastal grandmother Beatlesque yacht rock moment. May was your pumpkin spice Vogue 90s pop moment. Okay. July was your Pink Pilates Princess Hollywood pop moment. Okay. Like word salad. But it's so obscure and niche that people are sharing them because it's like so funny. Oh, also, sorry, this is all over the place. Also, getting the Spotify Wrapped for the podcast was really cool because we could see that almost 70% of our listeners now are new listeners that we got this year, which is really, really crazy. So we've seen so much growth this year with the podcast, and that obviously doesn't include YouTube, and YouTube is growing pretty quickly as well. So very exciting. But yeah, definitely leave me a comment on Spotify or YouTube if you guys had some unhinged like evolution, like your May was some word salad. I would love to hear what you guys were getting. Okay, the next story that I have is that influencer Brecky Hill has sparked cheating rumors between Barry Keoghan and Sabrina Carpenter. I think I said Barry Keoghan's name wrong yesterday. Sorry about that. So, okay. Also, it turns out we all agree that Sabrina and Barry were most likely PR. I got so many comments about that when I said that yesterday. But there still are some cheating rumors going around. So I'm going to entertain them, but I don't know if I necessarily believe it. Okay, so after the news that Sabrina and Barry split, Brecky Hill, who is an OnlyFans model and a huge TikToker, she has over 4 million followers, she started sparking rumors that she was like somehow involved in it when she started reposting videos and like blind items and things like that, like claiming that he cheated on Sabrina with a blonde influencer. So Dumois was the first to post, I guess, about their breakup rumors a few days ago. So she posted a blind saying that they had split and he had cheated on Sabrina with a blonde influencer in LA, and that Sabrina had allegedly seen messages between the two of them on his phone. And then once mainstream outlets started covering their breakup, and it seemed like, okay, their breakup is definitely confirmed, at least by, you know, their camps, not necessarily the cheating rumors, but like it seems like their breakup is confirmed, then this is when Brecky started reposting different videos and things like that. And that's basically the gist of the story. She's just like getting herself involved by reposting speculative videos and things like that that claim that like he cheated on Sabrina and that insinuate it was with her. I'm gonna say this seems like a bit of like a clout chasing moment from her. I think she knew that it would get her name talked about, it would get a lot of engagement on her page, and I'm sure she's part of the Creator TikTok Fund, and so she's probably making money off of this. So I don't know. To me, I feel like this is just an easy way for her to like drum up a little bit of like speculation, drama around her name without having to come out and like specifically make a statement. She hasn't said anything outwardly yet, at least at the time of me recording this. And I actually I don't think there's gonna be much to say. I think even if she did hook up with Barry, I think like we all agreed, all of us, the scrollers, we agreed. Sabrina and Barry were in a PR relationship. All right, the last story that I have for you guys, this one is like so unhinged. Annabelle was like, you have to include this story. And I was like, okay. So there is a creator named Molly who is going super viral right now on TikTok because she's kind of like low-key trolling Ethan Slater for his character Bach in Wicked. Okay, so Molly, her handle is TSwiftFan420, and you guys will probably know her because she makes all that content where she's like, here's my impression of a girl who's just done with the conversation. I'm done with this conversation. Like, she makes content like that, and her videos are always everywhere, at least for me. So her videos are everywhere again, but this time she is making fun of Ethan Slater's character Bach. She's making fun specifically of how like his love interest in the movie sings like me and Bach.
Oh, me and Bach. Yeah, we're perfect together.
So she was posting like tons of content, basically like trolling the fact that anybody would like Bach, I think was the point. But she was making so much content that she was like constantly coming up on people's For You pages that it turned into this inside joke with her audience where they were like, see you in a couple swipes, queen. Because they'll be scrolling through, like swiping through their For You page, and she's like there again and there again making these videos about Bach. And now it's turned into such a viral series that she has decided to put together a Bach lookalike competition.
Do you look like Bach and do you feel really bad about it? You should. Anyway, Bach lookalike contest this Saturday, Washington Square Park. Again, I'm only inviting 15 people legally. Noon.
And again, like all of this is a troll. Like all of this is to kind of like make fun of or like hate on Ethan Slater. The girls and I were talking, like, if it wasn't Ethan Slater specifically who played Bach, would she be making fun of this? Probably not. So, like, there are some people that are like, this is mean, but, like, I would say the vast majority of people see it as just kind of like an internet troll, and they think it's funny. And this is just such a good example of a creator. I mean, I wouldn't say there was, like, necessarily strategy behind this, but, like, being able to turn her content so organically into a meme and create this viral moment where her audience keeps coming back and actually keeps commenting saying like, I'm gonna be back and I know that the algorithm is gonna keep serving me you because you keep creating this like hype around this one specific series or this one specific moment online. So if she does hold the Bach lookalike competition, I will definitely keep tabs on that and I will let you guys know how it goes. But yes, this is just like a really funny niche viral moment, and she has like created it herself. It didn't like accidentally happen. It's not like a one-off video. She is creating this like viral narrative around her content right now in a really funny way, and I think people appreciate that. Anyways, guys, that's it for Mini Scroll today, and this is actually the last Mini Scroll that I'm ever gonna do as a 32-year-old because I turned 33 on Sunday. I have very mixed feelings about that. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening. I love you guys. Please rate, review, and subscribe. Please rate us on Spotify. There will be a deep dive tomorrow. And then I will talk to you on Monday as a fresh 33-year-old. Bye.